after
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Oh, it's telling me.
Yeah, so we started. So this is Mike Marin here. I'm here with Aliya. And today what we're going to do is I'm going to just pull up these notes here. We're going to talk about how Aliya went from kind of a starting standstill, which she'll tell you more about, to pre-selling 3 lead gens. Her first one for $750, her second for $2,000 a month, her third for $2,500 a month. She's got more in the pipeline, which she'll tell you about now, but how she did all of that. And English is not her first language. This was a new niche, right? You had no pre-existing proof. And what you just told me before when we were chatting is the first time you've ever sold anything on the phone, although you did have some pre-marketing experience, which we could talk about. But that's kind of how we'll kick it off. That's kind of the hook for this. So tell everyone who you are, where you're from, how you came into contact with myself, Mike Marin, and what we're now calling the 6-week program.
Okay, so I am, I guess, first of all, a veterinarian and a mother. I am originally from Russia. I came to this country 10 years ago. And since then started kind of trying to make money online while studying for my exams to certify my foreign education to become a licensed veterinarian here. And I had several years of very successful affiliate marketing experience. And I was actually at that time doing it in the RU segment. So in Russian speaking, dealing with Russian speaking companies, Russian speaking people. And even so, it was really, really successful until one day, due to my stupidity, of course, not doing backups. I had a lot of affiliate websites, and one day, due to hardware failure on the server that I was renting, I lost them all in like a few seconds. I tried to restore them. I tried everything I could. I cried for a few days. But
what,
then
what type of affiliate marketing were you doing? What were you selling? Or you don't have to give
I
away
was
your niche
selling
if you don't want to.
all sort of what do you call them, like supplements.
Okay.
For weight loss, for health problems. And I tried different ones. I cannot recall all of them right now, but mostly supplements, I would say, at this point.
Okay. So you did that for years. You lost the site. So it was like those were on a server. And then how did you come in contact with I guess, because you came in contact with me through JK. So how did you come in contact with JK, and then walk me through that, kind of where you were?
Correct. So after losing them, I finally, luckily I got my veterinary license. So I thought, okay, it's good timing. And I went to work for a man with no actually previous experience to work for somebody, neither in Russia or here. I did everything kind of online. And I did that for a year, and I knew it wasn't for me. Yes, it's good money. Yes, it's prestige and everything in respect, but it's not for me. Then I just started actively reading online, searching, and I think I came upon ePay blog, ePay's blog.
Good old ePay.
Yes, good old ePay. And I watched the videos, and I'm thinking to myself, if this is all true, I think I can do it. My son did not support me at all. But then I remember the story. So how I started with affiliate marketing, I also was looking for ways to make money online, and I saw this course and I tried it, and I realized that I'm good at it after trying it. So I'm thinking back, if I would have never tried it, I would have never gotten where I was. I was making really, really good money, even though it was in rubles. Translated to dollars, still really good money. Then the same thought came to me when I came upon dance course,
Yep.
JK. And I'm thinking, yeah, my son is against it. I don't know for sure if it's true, but if I do not act, if I do not try, I will never know. On one hand, I might lose a few $1,000s. On another, I might get somewhere. So I decided to go for it. But JK model, it is great. It is working. I did a few sites. It's just, I guess, not for me waiting for results for a few months for uncertain time.
Yeah.
And when I saw your post, and it sounded so good to me. And again, the same thought process. Again, I'm consulting with my son. Again, he's not approving it,
Yeah.
but the same thought process. If I'm not going to try it now, I'm never going to know.
Yep.
And I did it right away. Maybe you remember, I didn't think for a long time. It took me like, what, 15 minutes to.
Yeah, you were so quick. Well, not like, I just remember you're like, I'm going to think about it. And then usually when people say they're going to think about it, I'm like, okay, because we were chatting through Messenger, so there's not my usual, if it's a sales call, I kind of go into objection handling, which is what we teach inside of Force 42. But because it was chat, and I had so many chats going on, I was like, okay. I started chatting to other people, and then you got back within 15 minutes, like, I'm in.
Actually, those 15 minutes were kind of more to make it look like I'm thinking. I already made up. I already knew I need to try this. I have to try this. That's how you get forward in life. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly.
No, that's 100% right.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I know I had to try it. I knew it sounded good. And I was thinking to myself, if this is true, then I can make something out of it. And so that's my story, I guess.
Perfect. So what was kind of the obstacle that would have prevented you from buying this? Like, were you on the fence about anything? Was there anything that would have held you up, or did you watch the 3-part video series before?
I maybe not even that. Maybe I don't remember for sure. I made caught a few glimpses here and there from Dan's lives.
Okay. So you were
about that
lives.
Right. I didn't have the full picture, or maybe I don't remember, to be honest.
No worries. Okay. So you just kind of were like, this makes sense to me. You make decisions fast, which is a trait of successful entrepreneurs, successful people, right?
Yeah.
People don't hem and haw over, successful people actually make decisions really quick. They don't kind of hem and haw.
And I can confirm that, yes.
Exactly, right? Because it's like the worst decision you could ever make is to not make a decision, which actually is a decision, right? You're making a decision not to make a decision.
Yes.
Which is the worst decision at all, which is also how we train people on how to handle that. That's one of the rebuttals of how to handle, hey, I just need to make a decision. Well, you just made it.
Especially, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Especially when a decision is between losing some money and getting further, because what is money? Money is something we can always make. It's not like we're going to lose something that we cannot get back. So yeah, when it comes to money versus making a decision, certainly. Yeah.
Exactly right. Which is, you're more perfect. So you joined the program. How many sites had you built prior to joining the program? How much money were you making from kind of the JK process? And then that'd be kind of like where you joined. And then kind of what was the result after, let's say, like the first 6 weeks, and then obviously you kept applying it after and after. What were kind of the capabilities, skills, any breakthroughs, any ahas of going through the actual training, the 6 weeks, all of that?
Okay. When I was joining your program, I only had let's say 2.5 websites. One of them is bringing a few leads. So I made those sites and I realized I didn't pay a lot of attention to the traffic that the keywords would bring. So yes, the model works, the sites are within the few first spots, but they are just not bringing enough leads to rent the sites out. So I did not actually make any money from JK at that point, but nevertheless, it did not discourage me to go further and invest in another course that absolutely made sense for me. I knew it was me. Something inside of me was just preventing me from continuing just making those sites. And your course, other than not only it is the absolutely working business model currently and a very valuable set of skills, it is also other things that you teach, like the mindset, like the time management and things like that. Those things are invaluable to me, because now, after being through your course and being successful at that, I'm kind of learning how to manage my time better, how to overcome certain things that did not let me keep working on sites while going through JK program.
Yeah.
And I forgot what was the question.
No, it was just like, I mean, it's perfect, because I was really like, where were you at? And then kind of,
Yeah.
what were the skills, the capabilities, the new ways that you were seeing things, like the new skill sets you picked up. And I think that's what you brought up is, and I love that that's what you took out of the 6 weeks, is the time management and the mindset. Because a lot of people ask me like, okay, Mike, I got 2 of your courses, which was very tactical, right? I'm going to figure it out all on my own, which, you can, right? And it's just going to take you a while. Or some people can't, because they're missing those other more fundamental skills, which is, number one, how you're thinking, right? Because like your thoughts create your emotions, which create your actions. So a lot of people, it's the mindset which is holding them back. And then on top of that, it's also the skills of going from an employee to going from an entrepreneur, right? When you're an employee,
yes,
someone else is managing you, and they're managing your time to get your work done. They're like they're your puppet master. When you are an entrepreneur, like for me, I had to learn all these different techniques, like, how I showed you guys how I journal out my day the night before, how I do the 10-minute plan to get very focused on what to do, right? The goal setting. You have to really learn how to take control of your own time, how to work in spurts of uninterrupted time, 50 minutes, set a timer like this here, block out all the distractions and really be focused and get things done, because that's what we get paid for as an entrepreneur, results, right? If we spend all day not doing anything as an employee, you could get away with that. I mean, when I worked as an engineer, like I would be like doing everything I could to get as least amount of like results done. But I was like, oh, I'm still getting my salary, right?
This is
and then
totally different.
try doing
like
that as an
upside
entrepreneur.
down.
Like, and like you also have to retrain yourself in that. So I'm like, that's a super key takeaway for people watching this, is that it's not just about the tactics, right? There's the mindset component. There's the understanding how to manage your energy, like your time, and to get things done, right? Because if you look at a program like JK is an unbelievable program, one of the best programs on the internet. How do some people go in it and really struggle with it? And then how do some people build a 7-figure business, right? The same material. Oftentimes it's like how they're thinking in their head about the opportunity, and then how they were thinking in their, like how they were managing themselves, how were they willing themselves to get things done. So, I'm glad that you really took that away. And then what were some of, like, if you had to say, what was the kind of the bigger insights, the bigger takeaways? And then obviously the result of, you landed a $750 a month client as your first lead gen deal. And then we were speaking before, tell me a little bit about that.
The takeaway,
I kind of asked you 2 questions at once. So we'll go with the takeaways first, and then I'll ask the other one.
Okay. The takeaway from the program. You mean what was the most valuable that I learned from
Yes.
for me?
Yes.
Okay, then I think that would be the mindset. The book you recommended for that is kind of my Bible now.
Okay.
I sleep it and eat it. And first time I listened to it, I wasn't impressed, but when you really started to study it, then you start getting it and you start working in it. You really helped me indirectly and directly to overcome a lot of my fears, and that is not only leading to the nice figures, the money, the success, but also how I feel about myself. The dopamine boosting effect of it is incredible. I just feel so much better day to day.
I love that.
I think this is I would say, the most valuable for me. Yes. Because money you can make in many different ways, but the way you feel inside, the way you think, the way you feel about yourself, once you change it, it's, yeah, you change it. And I don't know what I'm saying.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Perfect. So, I mean, that is, because I truly believe this. I think all business problems, your business is a mirror, right? This is one of my mentors told me this, like, it's just going to reflect everything that's going on in your head. So cleaning up, like, and he also says, like, any business problem is really just a personal problem. I don't know if I totally agree with that, but I kind of see what he's saying, where it's like, like, if you're a mess internally, like, your business is going to be a mess, right?
Yes.
If you're not organized, like, probably your business is not going to be organized. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're like judging other people, then it's probably like you're going to be very judgmental on your own business, and it's going to slow you down. You're going to be
Yes.
like, if
People
you
are
judge
going to feel it. And yeah.
like if you judge other people, then at the end of the day, like, you're going to think that people are judging you. So you're going to go a lot slower. Like, oh, what are they going to think? Like, if I send out this email, what is this person going to think of me? So it's just like, it's always reflecting your beliefs back on you. And that's often what times is keeping people stuck. So I like the fact that it's a huge takeaway. I try to communicate that to so many people, because again, like when we were talking about, everyone's like, I want the tactics, I want the script, give me the script,
Right.
Times it's those like personal breakthroughs. Jim Rohn says it, like, your business can never grow to the level of your own personal development. So that is huge.
True.
I want you to really quickly walk us through landing your first couple deals, and what was the process for that?
Okay, so we started the course in December, right?
Yep.
Then you kept pushing us to start sending out the emails.
Yep.
That was not the most difficult part for me. I started to send them out. A little bit of resistance, of course. Yes, clicking the button for the first time. I did that. But then when the answers started to come in, I had a huge reaction of my limbic system. I got so scared, and I kind of just did not respond to people. And I kind of hid in my shell. I went, I disappeared. I don't know. I just went inside of myself and stopped doing everything. I was just scared. And it took me several weeks to overcome that scare. And I finally started to book the calls. But then I was afraid to take those calls. I was so scared.
Yeah.
I actually got a friend to take the first 3 to 5 calls.
Oh, you never told me this.
Yes. I had to do it. I had to, in order for the process to keep moving, I had to do it. I knew I could not overcome my fear at that particular second or moment or day. So I did that. And then when I listened to him talking to people, obviously he knew less than I did. Obviously, going through all the courses, I had a wealth of information.
Yeah.
And I started thinking to myself, I would have done it better.
Yeah.
and it gave me confidence. And I sucked for the first few calls.
Yep. Which
I was stuttering. I was forgetting the English. But then all of a sudden everything changed. And well, I started working on the inner world, on the mindset, reading the book. And then I took that call and something clicked inside of me, and I felt it was easy and the person was nice. And after that call, I did not have that fear anymore. And I feel like people trust me.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually did not have that many calls. And I have like, I think 70 to 90% closing rate.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to tell because I didn't have that many.
We need to get you sent out more emails then.
I'm sorry?
I said, we need to get you sending out more emails then.
Yes, that's true. But I'm still trying to take it slow to not to get overwhelmed. But I know if I start sending out more emails, I'll get more calls, because I've done it several times. Every time I send out a batch, is it the word?
Batch
of emails, I get the calls on my calendar, and now I'm closing most of them. It feels like people trust me.
Yeah.
So it was a long period of being scared, being afraid, hiding in my shell. But then something clicked and it went fast. That first client that I landed, it was a 750 monthly deal. And after that one, well, I gave it some time. I did not answer any other emails. And when I made sure everything is going good with that client, I answered some more emails, got 2 more calls, closed both of them. Then I kind of started working with these 2 clients, and a few days ago I had 2 more calls, and I'm yet to have the second call with them because they're very, very busy practices.
Yep.
And but I have a very good feeling about those 2 also. So it was 750 first deal.
Yep.
Then 2,000 per month and 2,500 per month.
Yep. And now and then there's 2 others that you're speaking to at the moment.
So they are probably going to be higher ticket deals, higher price deals, because they want more clients. And potentially, I was thinking about the price maybe. So this guy, he wants 50 clients. So it would be, well, it would be 2-3 times more than the last.
And have you pitched that yet? Have you told them a price yet?
I told them the ranges.
Okay. And what ranges?
The close ranges.
What ranges did you tell them?
I usually say 40 to 60. I do not give crazy numbers because this is what I'm shooting for real. And it is very difficult for me to lie in general. So I say, yeah, depending on that. And I'm thinking if there's not much competition, I'm going to go for probably like $50 per lead at this moment.
50 leads. Okay, perfect. So well done. Super proud, by the way, because I remember our first calls of you like, I'm kind of scared, terrified to take these phone calls, and then to see you go from that to and I would urge you to go faster. That's my critique. Right, is we gotta go quicker, because now you have the skill, right? You've proven that you could do it. You could take someone, which is honestly one of the most valuable skills. Like I always say, you drop me, you drop Dan in any city with just a laptop, internet connection, and with basically no money. If you know how to send a cold message out using the techniques of copywriting, positioning differently, showing up different in the niche. And I know your niche, I'm not going to give it away, but that's what you did correct. Like when you were sharing the niches, I was like, oh, that's a good one. And then I was like, well, that's why it's working. That's why you're getting responses, because you also showed me kind of how you position your unique value proposition. And I was like, that's good, which was, but if you have that skill and you could have business owners wanting to get on your calendar, right? Wanting to speak with you, not doing cold calling. And then maybe you have the ability to jump on the phone and do a sales process, 1-2 calls. So where at the end of there, they're giving you $2,000 a month. What is your $2,500 a month, even $750, right? Like I always say, don't do anything less than 1,500. Like that's kind of my minimum. But like I took deals at 500 when I was starting, just to build my confidence to, like, now most of the deals are $5,000. If you look at, 12 grand, they could go up, especially when you go to the niches where the client value is higher, which yours is. So like you have definitely more elasticity on it. But I think once you understand that skill, which you have, now it's like, we got to work on the next mindset block of yours, which is like, how do we go quicker? Right. Because once you have it, you have it. Like so if you look at like myself, Dustin, the guys that are really, I think Dustin's at $36,000 this month. Last month he did 28. The only thing he's doing different than you is he's just going faster. Right. It's just the speed of like the amount of emails sent out and the amount of phone calls per day. But learning that skill, which you've done from a standing scratch, English is not your first language. Like I'm so proud, like watching you go for like on the calls and working with you. It's been great. So that's going to be my feedback to you. We got to go faster, but great job, like to be able to land like those 3 clients and have more in the works. And like, I know you're taking it slow. You want to make sure you're producing great results for the clients, which we need to do, right? Like I always say, business is leads, sales, service. You got to master how to generate leads. Because if you don't have a lead, you're nothing. Once you got a lead, you got to master how to sell, right? That's a skill set to always improve. And then once you get them, your service has to be top notch, because it's like what Jeff Bezos says from Amazon. Like his whole principle is being customer obsessed. Because if you're customer obsessed, it's a feedback loop of all great things. One is you get testimonials, which you can use in your marketing. 2 is you get referrals, which means you get clients now without spending any money. 3 is you can sell them additional services as second money. Because if they're happy with the first service, then you go in and you go, hey, would you like me to optimize your GMB for you? Hey, would you like me to, do this for you, right? And if they're happy with the service initially, then they're going to be more than happy to pay you additional money, right? If you do a crappy job on the service, you get no referrals, no testimonials, right? No second money. And the last thing is, if you have employees or salespeople working for you, it ruins the morale of the company. So you're doing it right. We just got to go a little faster, but those are the focuses. So you've got the leads down, you got the sales done. And then once you've got those 3 things dialed in, then it's just the speed of pumping it through. So really impressed, that with what you've done. I will give you this last question, which is, unless you want to add anything to that.
No, not really. Your monologue was great.
Perfect. Thank you. So for everyone on the fence about working with Mike Marin and the crew and doing the workshop, what would you tell them? Like if someone's on the fence, they're like, I don't know if this is for me. Let me think about it. Let me do it later. Maybe I don't have the money. Like, what would you say to them?
Well, for me, I just needed to know if everything you say is real, because it's less likely for it to be not real within a group like JK, but still you see a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah.
So now I know for sure and can tell everybody this is real. And it takes effort. It is like, I think you might said it already. It is not, how did you say it? It is not, I forgot. It is not simple, but
I say it's simple.
It is simple, but not easy.
And
right? Yes. Yes.
So if it was easy, everyone would do it, and it wouldn't be worth anything. So like, we're learning real skills, right? And whenever you learn real skills, you get paid. It's why the surgeon makes more than the guy that drives an Uber. Anyone can drive an Uber. he gets paid X. The brain surgeon who has specialized skills that are valuable to other people, he gets paid more. This is like, I think the most valuable skill we can learn is to be able to generate customers, learn how to generate leads, and learn how to generate sales for other businesses, because every business wants to grow. And that's their biggest problem.
Right.
I'll let
Yes.
you go.
And speaking about the, you mentioned a surgeon. As a former veterinary surgeon, I can say even doing a surgery is easy when you're being taught step by step. They're showing you everything. It sounds very difficult, but in reality, it is, well, not easy, but simple to learn step by step. The same with this program. The whole thing may sound confusing and difficult, but when I look at each individual step, it is simple, it is absolutely doable, it is working, and it's real. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, perfect. No, that's perfect. Beautiful. We'll end it on that.
Man, it's dark here already.
I know it's getting late where you are. So thank you so much, Aliya, for jumping on with me. Like that's what I said to you before. I'm like, let's just keep this real. Let's tell your story. Regardless of, like I was like, even say the negative things, right? Because people want to know that. I don't want clients to come in and be like, oh, this is just a simple copy and paste your way to riches. And they get in and they realize like, well, wait a second, we're learning real skills here. And I gotta work at this. I did another interview with Matt and he like had all the notes on the board and he's having, he's done real well in the program as well. So I'll leave it with that. Thank you so much for jumping on here, Aliya. This video is probably going to go in multiple places. There may be below this a button to see the current version of this class if it's still running. Also, this might be on a Facebook post where it might ask you to comment below. If so, comment below. And I hope you got a lot of value out of it. I enjoyed making this for you. I enjoyed talking to you, Aliya, and I'm going to sign out from here. Take care, guys. All right, let me stop. That was perfect.